Gold standard is you want to be that standard that everybody else looks at and says that's how we want to be. You know, I talked about our grade point average, and with all of you in here, we had a 3.16 grade point average last term. Didn't merit enough to write a story, I guess. It was a 3.16 this summer, and I said let's have the highest GPA in the country. That's my challenge to my team. It doesn't mean it's a done deal, but that's what you chase. Just like you're chasing a national championship, let's chase that. Some of you gives you an opportunity. Well, why would you say that? Because there's some of you that'll write, well, they only had a 2.4. You know, he said they were trying to be. So you have that part of it, but the other side of it is, so that means I'm going to try to tell them not to dream big dreams? Go for it. We had the highest APR in the SEC. We had the highest AP. You all knew that, right? That wasn't written about either. What I'm trying to say is let's have the highest APR in the country. And let's chase that national title. And let's get 5 guys drafted in the first round. We want it all. Why shouldn't you want it all? Why don't dream big dreams? Now, we may not get any of it. But I know this will get closer to it if that's what we're striving for than we would if we weren't.
John, when you talk about the players, how would your coach be different if it's about winning championships?
Well, again, when you make decisions after the season, if it was just about winning championships, what do you think I'd recommend to all these players? I'd say, come back. I need to help your free throw shooting. You're going to get bigger. You'll be better prepared in the NBA by staying 2 more years. And all I know is I can't do it that way. If I think a young man like Brandon Knight is going to be a top 5, 6, 7, 8 pick, and he's got 60 college credits after 1 year of 4.0 work, I could have convinced him, why wouldn't you want to stay another year or so and get a college degree? Why don't you do that? With the back of my mind saying, I'm just trying to win more games. I just don't do it that way. And as this has happened, we encourage kids to chase their dreams. If we give them the information and that's what they choose to do, I told DeAndre I thought he should come back. He chose to leave. I'm for him. If that's what he wants to do, I'm for him. So, you know, that's the kind of decisions you make when you're about players first. We'll see, I guess. I mean, as we go forward, one of the greatest compliments paid to me was by Senator Mitch McConnell. Came up to me and asked me, how many guys are going to leave this year, Coach? I said, Mr. Senator, probably 6, 5, 6, I'd say maybe 6. He shook his head and said, you're creating more millionaires than a Wall Street firm. And you know what? I kind of liked it. But we talk about being socially aware and conscious. There are things that we do in this program to tell them, you will be blessed. Now, what will you do with those blessings? You will be blessed. What will you do with those blessings? We have those talks as teams, as individuals. I don't want them just leaving here and just having great success in the NBA. I want them also being in their communities, taking care of families, understanding that they have a responsibility now with this blessing to give back and use it for everyone's good. So, you know, those are the kind of things that are out there. And everybody, when we lost 5 first-round draft picks, there were some guys that wrote stuff about you got to recruit bad players. Well, we had 5 guys leaving the first round, and we just went to a Final Four, and if we shot it a little bit better, maybe we win the national title. So maybe it's right, maybe it's not right. I mean, at the end of the day, 10 years from now, we'll be able to look back and say, okay, this is how it played out. I know how it's playing out right now. We're winning a lot of games. We're winning, doing things in the league. Kids are doing well academically. Kids are getting out. We're also graduating the players that stay, including Patrick, who stayed 3 years. So all the seniors that come, they graduate. So this is a good one. You either get your graduation, you get your degree, and you're at Kentucky, and you're well-known throughout the state and probably throughout the country, or you go pro. You know, it's a tough deal. Is that what? unconventional. This is a team, I coached a team like this in 1992. In 92, our point guard was a two-guard. Our two-guard was a three-man. Our 3 and 4 and 5 were three men, either playing the 5, the 3, or my 4-man was 6'3". He was 6'3", but he put his head on the rim. Will Herndon. Tony Barbie, who's now the coach at Auburn, was my 3-man, and Harper Williams, who's now with him at Auburn, was our, quote, 5 when we didn't have a 5, and that team did really well. We were just not, this year's team is not conventional. We changed our break yesterday. So instead of running people down the rim, we're running everybody wide now. And why? Because we have all threes, we have 3 4s who think they're 2s. We have no 5s. So, okay, then we'll play this way, and then none of you have to be a 5. So what I try to do is, who do I have? How do we have to play to win? Last year was handoffs. Why'd you run handoffs? We had to. That's how we played our best, because it got Josh away from the goal, and it got Brandon Knight to be able to catch and shoot, which he's at his best. But we needed Brandon to dribble it up the floor, because we didn't have another. We had to have him dribble up. Well, how are you going to get him to catch and shoot if he's dribbling out? We did handoffs. And so this year, I think, may be a pick-and-roll team. It may be. It may not be. It may be a dribble drive team, my old school dribble drive, where we're doing it 80% of the game. This could be a zone team. Can you imagine us in a zone? 6'10", 6'10", 6'9", 6'7", 6'3"? That zone, go against that zone. I can't teach it, but I bet you it would be a good zone. Maybe a pressing team.
You made comments a couple weeks ago about being the Commonwealth team, and it got a response from the other coach in the state. What did you mean by that, and what did you make of his response?
Well, look, we're the Commonwealth team because throughout this state we have support. Our biggest alumni base, obviously, other than Lexington, is in Louisville. That's all that it means. It's no disrespect for anybody else's program. Louisville has a great program. Louisville's important to the city of Louisville, which is important to this state. When we play them, I hope they lose. Other than that, I really could care less. I'm not following them, and I'm watching. We're not recruiting against them. They play in one league, we play in another. So I'm just are we the Commonwealth's team? I mean, it's not a statement that absolutely not. We are. I mean, that's what we are. It's no disrespect for anybody else.
You were mentioning the positions a moment ago. It appears like you have a lot of interchangeable parts.
Yes. Well, Denny Crum, who's a great coach, you know what he used to do with guys like this? Anybody watch him coach? He pressed, and what else did he do? What'd they do? What'd they do? They posted guards, and what else did he do defensively? They switched everything. That's how he got those national titles and Final Fours and all the things that he did. And he and I talked about it. I even asked him about guarding the post the other day. We were talking. And he gave me some ideas about guarding the post and how they did it. But he had unconventional teams, and they won. Now, I don't think they were this young, but they were good. Well, as long as I'm the head coach, that's how it'll be. Rondo, by the way, is outstanding. I mean, this guy he is working, and he is, I told him, and I told Nazi the same thing. When they're done, if they want to come back and join this staff and finish up their degrees, they're more than welcome to, because they're great young people who want other people around them to get better, and they're not afraid to share their knowledge and their experiences. So he's been good.
Sharing that knowledge and experience, some of your competitors would say it's an unfair advantage that you have this.
No, the unfair advantage is Stanford having a $250 million endowment for athletics. That's unfair. Us having a couple players come back is not unfair. I think their endowment for their school is $6 billion. What's our endowment here? I guess there's no level playing field. Can I say that?
John, of the 3 guys coming back, they were prominent last year, Darius, Ron, Terrence. Who needs to change most this year compared to what they did last year?
They all have to be better. Just be better, and they are. You know, I told Terrence Jones, I said, Terrence, you look at these freshmen, and you say, you guys are all really good. You're just not better than me. That's what I told him. You look at them, tell them, they're really good, you're really good, you're good, you're good. None of you are better than me. And he's practicing that way. He's trying to say, look, you know, I went through this. I just went to a Final Four. I got 15 rebounds in the Final Four game. So